I call this meeting of the Conroe Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. Let the record show that a quorum of members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. The time is now 6 o'clock. If you would all please join me in rising while Mr. Husbands leads us in the invocation.
Good evening, everyone. If you are so inclined, please join me in prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the rain that has blessed our earth. We thank you for the health of each and every student, teacher, and staff member. We thank you for the nurturing environment that they provide our students. And just thank you for the blessings that are bestowed upon this district every day. Father, as we approach your business tonight, we'd ask that you give us wisdom, courtesy, and kindness. Let us do everything that would be pleasing to you. Now bless this evening to each and everyone's benefit, for it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Tonight the colors are being presented by the Conroe High Junior ROTC Tigers, led by Color Guard Commander Cadet Captain Joshua Gonzalez, under the direction of Captain Retired Kevin Williams. So Cadet Captain Jacob Hansen is the left guard, Color Commander Cadet Captain Joshua Gonzalez, American flag, Cadet Sergeant Miguel Flores, Texas flag, and Cadet Sergeant Daniel Jeter, right guard.
Forward. March.
Colors. Hold. Breathe. Set. Colors.
We're going to do something a little different this time. Our pledges are going to be led by some special guests today. We have Isabella Baker, who is in 6th grade, Carter Baker, who is in 4th grade, Cody Baker, who is in 3rd grade, and Gabriella Baker, who is in kindergarten. Do y'all know each other? I thought so. They'll be leading us in our pledges today.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Order. Colors. Colors. Harry. March. Forward. March.
Will you all please join me in giving them a round of applause? Thank y'all very, very much. Item 2A, Special District Recognition. This is also the start of something new, and we're very excited about it. Conroe High Feeder School Zone, Dr. Knoll.
Yes, well, good evening, everyone. It looks like we have most of Conroe here tonight. It's good to see you all. There's a few items of interest on the agenda tonight, I know, for the Conroe Feeder. We are excited about this new tradition that we are starting this evening. We will be highlighting different feeder zones at different meetings throughout the school year, and we went through and tried to decide what order to put them in, and we didn't want to offend anyone, but we chose to go with the order in which they came to be. So Conroe High being our first high school in the school district, we're starting with the Conroe Feeder, and Andrew Stewart, our great videographer for the district, has put together a video that will start off this evening's celebration, and we will all enjoy that now.
The Conroe Feeder of Conroe Independent School District is an amazing place to learn. With 33 distinctions from our 17 campuses, we take pride in giving our students the highest level of education so that they can be prepared for their future. Currently, both the secondary and elementary CISD Teachers of the Year are Conroe Feeder teachers. Amanda Kazi, a mathematics teacher at the Conroe High School 9th grade campus, and Hannah Jaroszewski from Runyon Elementary. The Conroe Feeder includes 12 foundation campuses that promote positive behavior and campus culture. We are also in the 11th year of Conroe Project Mentor, which has citizens mentoring to 170 students, with many more on the waiting list. Here are just a few more examples of great things going on at Conroe Feeder campuses. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to show you how the Conroe Feeder Zone is making a difference in CISD.
President Bush, distinguished school board members, Dr. Noel Superintendent. My name is Hartwell Brown. I'm principal of Washington Junior High School. I am so honored to be here to be able to introduce you to our fabulous principals in the Conroe Feeder Zone. As I introduce your name, please come to the front up here. First, we have Laura Keonis Acevedo, Anderson Elementary. Patricia Thacker, Giesinger. We have Melissa Hammond, Houston Elementary. Viviana Harris, Houston Elementary. Julie Miller, Patterson Elementary. Nicole Walker, Reeves Elementary. Melinda Stewart, Rice Elementary. Tracy Volker, Runyon Elementary. Julie English, Stewart Elementary. Victor Ure, Wilkerson Elementary. Amber DeMomont, Bosman Intermediate. Bethany Medford, Crier Intermediate. Sharita Smith, Travis Intermediate. Chris Kemple, Pete Junior High. Brian Glarka, CHS 9th Campus. And Tasha Smith, CHS Main Campus. The Conroe High Feeder Zone. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Bethany Medford to introduce her group.
President Bush, members of the board, Dr. Knoll, thank you so much for the opportunity to showcase all the great things happening on our campuses. It's my privilege and honor to introduce to you a fantastic organization on our campus called Boys to Men, led by Dr. Todd. Mr. Dodd Mr. Primer, and Coach Ramirez. So, with further ado, boys to men.
That's awesome.
Good luck following that.
That is not fair. Good evening, President Bush, school board members, Dr. Knoll. Thank you so much for having us. My name's Angela Matthew. I have the honor and privilege of coordinating a mentor program here in the Conroe Feeder called Project Mentor. And we service students in the Conroe Feeder Zone, obviously. I'm delighted to introduce two very, very special people to you tonight. Susie Yeager, she's a local realtor in our area, and her mentee, Caitlin Andrews, who's an 8th grader in pre-AP classes, might I add, at Pete Junior High. They were matched in 3rd grade at Reeves Elementary, and they've been together for 5 years. They have a very, very sweet and special bond, so please help me welcome Susie and Caitlin.
Thank you all for having us. I just want to say a little bit and let Caitlin talk mostly. But I want to say that when I started mentoring, I had no clue what it was going to be. And Caitlin taught me how to listen without trying to fix everything. And that's a big lesson in my life that I learned that my kids wished I would have learned it a lot sooner. But anyway, without that, Caitlin has become a part of our family. She's actually been a wonderful person to mentor, and I've learned more from her than she's probably going to learn from me. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to let Caitlin talk.
Hi. So having a mentor mostly just have like it's helped. Like, okay, I just know whenever I was in 3rd grade, I used to be that student that would always get in trouble. I was always in the principal's office and everything. And then once I got a mentor, it like completely turned my attitude about life around, and just like the way I thought about everything, and like, cause I used to think about everything as, oh, it's nothing, but like now I actually think about my actions, and like I actually want to do good in school, and yeah.
Caitlin, thank you.
And I just want to say she is an excellent student.
Well, Caitlin.
Great job, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Good evening, President Bush, members of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Knoll. My name is Melinda Stewart. I'm a proud principal of the Rice Raccoons, and it is my pleasure to be here tonight to share the amazing heart and care of the Ark Church that they provide for the students all over the Conroe feeder. The beginning of every school year is so much smoother because the Ark volunteers who come and support the teachers the Saturday the school starts and get everything ready for our kids to arrive. This is an immeasurable act of service for our community. As each school year moves forward, they provide for our families with a food drive and fill lots of empty pantries that wouldn't be full without them. Our volunteers come into our schools to volunteer as reading partners with our students and also to serve as mentors within their lives. They provide community outreach opportunities for our students, like the Sports Saturday they host at Travis Intermediate. Not only do they provide their time, but they also use their amazing facilities, both planned and unplanned. Rice actually got to take part in the unplanned this year, where they opened their doors at a moment's notice to welcome 600 elementary students. When they had conferences going on, they moved them to the side to accommodate our life skills classrooms, all of our students, and finish out the day. And the students left, in a testament to them, they left thinking it was the most amazing day ever. And, you know, they want to go back. So I think they have 600 more people coming. So one measure the Ark Church echoes to its congregation is, if the Ark Church was not in the community, would they be missed? I, along with the Conroe feeder, answer this with a resounding yes. It is my pleasure to honor the Ark Church with the Patrons Influencing Education Award.
On behalf of the board, we would like to thank you and your entire congregation. I once heard a very wise man say that strong communities are built on a foundation of 3 pillars. That's a strong business community, strong schools, and a strong faith community. And the way that you step up and you partner with our schools and those 2 pillars support each other makes everything in our community a better place to be. Helping out Rice is not just helping out those 600 kids. It's helping out Conroe. It's helping out Montgomery County. It's helping out the Conroe Independent School District. And because of your dedication and your understanding of the holistic nature, that it really does take a village to raise these kids, we would like to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for all that you do for our students and for this community. Since this is a pie award, we have a pie.
Would y'all, yeah.
Come around.
We'd like to shake your hands.
You have to go in the circle, but I'll rush you.
Appreciate everything. Thank you for everything I'll do.
For all you do.
from the mouth of babes.
Thank you so much.
President Bush, members of the board, Dr. Knoll, thank you all so much for giving us the opportunity to showcase some of the amazing things going on in the Conroe High School feeder. And I say some because what you saw here tonight is just a snippet of what goes on our campuses every single day. On behalf of the principals and the staff of the Conroe High School feeder, we appreciate your continued support and we look forward to seeing you all on our campuses. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. I think that this is a start of a very wonderful new tradition in CISD, so thank you all. Next item is citizen participation. Ms. Godfrey, has anyone registered to address the board?
Yes.
The next 30 minutes have been designated for public participation by patrons who have signed up to address the board in accordance with Board Policy BED. Please remember that the board may not discuss or act upon any issues that are not posted on our agenda. The board has adopted complaint policies that are designed to secure at the lowest administrative level a prompt and equitable resolution of complaints and concerns. These policies provide that if a resolution cannot be reached administratively, the person may appeal the administrative decision to the board as a properly posted agenda item. Copies of the district's complaint policies can be found on the district's website. Those who have registered to address the board will be limited to 5 minutes for their presentation. Delegations of more than 5 must appoint 1 representative to present their views to the board. Ms. Godfrey, please call the first person who has signed up to address the board.
Danielle Alexander.
Good evening, honored board members. My name is Danielle Alexander. I went to schools in the Spring Independent School District for all of grade school. I am now a local parent and business owner. In just another year, my son will enter grade school. I have grown up in this area and have created a family here, and because of that, I care about what happens in our local school systems. I am here today on behalf of PETA's 6.5 million members and supporters to urge the board to ban animal dissection. Because the Board of Education is the official policy-making body for Conroe ISD, it is within your purview to make policies that guide and protect students, teachers, and administrators. For improved educational efficacy, student safety, and character education, the board must act now. To date, the board has likely received thousands of emails in support of a dissection ban. Animal dissection is such an outdated and cruel practice. The public is justifiably concerned, and PETA will continue to advocate for animals used for classroom dissection. Conroe Independent School District currently has Bio Corporation listed as an approved vendor, and we understand animal dissections are ongoing. There's no educational value to making students cut into animals' corpses, but many benefits of humane science instruction are well documented. Dozens of peer-reviewed studies show that dissecting animals is bad science. All U.S. medical schools have ended animal dissection activities, so clearly there is no reason for middle school or high school students to dissect animals. Safety-wise, animals used for classroom dissection are preserved and shipped using various chemicals such as formaldehyde, which is found in cigarette smoke. A human carcinogen and even short-term exposure to it can be fatal. Long-term exposure to low levels may cause respiratory difficulty and skin sensitization. Dead animals shipped in holding solutions are initially preserved in formaldehyde, so residual traces of it are present and students and teachers are exposed to it. Texas character education law requires teachers to instill kindness, compassion, empathy, and consideration for all. Children have a natural affinity for animals, and many are ethically opposed to dissecting them. When students are put in the morally questionable situation of cutting apart an animal, they may be subjected to coaxing or pressure from peers and teachers to encourage participation in the activity, thus removing their autonomy and undermining their capacity to make a decision for themselves or foster compassion for others. to improve learning outcomes, protect the safety of students, and prepare them for compassionate citizenship, we hope the board chooses to support humane science education by prohibiting animal dissections. When I was a senior in high school, my biology teacher was a close friend of mine. She actually came to my graduation party, and whenever we were dissecting a fetal pig, I had asked her, where did this pig come from? And she told me that it was stillborn and that it was just a tragedy, but it was positive that we got to use their bodies, for science to learn from. And I believed her. As an adult, I now know that the fetal pigs that are used in dissection come from slaughterhouses. They are cut out of the pregnant mothers that are then slaughtered for food. And that's a betrayal that I feel, and I'm very upset about it. I bring today packets for the board, and inside of these there are different information, but I also have a gift of a digital frog program. This is something that we can use in classrooms. You can dissect over and over again in this computer model. And then I also have a pamphlet that talks about the cost comparison between animal dissection and interactive anatomy software like this. For every animal that's purchased, it's about $172. So the school district is paying $172 for a frog. And then that's not even considering scalpels and gloves and things like that. So for 15 students to dissect a frog, it costs $981 to have 15 students use this digital model over and over and over until they get it right. It would cost the school $224. That's just the frog. There's also mice and pigs where the savings are even greater. So thank you for letting me speak today, and I look forward to hearing about the board's decision, and I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you for speaking.
Cheryl Dentler.
Thank you.
Dr. Knoll's probably the best person.
Good evening, Dr. Knoll, President Bush, and school board members. My name is Cheryl Dentler, and I'm president of TSTA Conroe. First, I'd like to introduce my new board. We have Stephen Ferguson, who is our new treasurer and little one. Gregory Davis, who is our ESP representative. Christy Swoboda, who is our secretary. Where's Carrie?
Over there.
Carrie Freemeyer, who is now our vice president. First of all, we got off track. We are proud to work with Conroe Independent School District. We have a good working relationship with all of you all. We look forward to that continuing. We are very proud to sponsor the Teacher of the Year Award ceremony. We appreciate Conroe ISD support during that. This year, in an effort to support new teachers and hopefully keep them in CISD, we're going to introduce a Rising Star Award. And for the Rising Star Award, the new teachers will need 0 to 1 year's experience, so brand new teachers. They need to teach full time. They will be eligible to write an essay and participate in the Teacher of the Year. And the Rising Star will be chosen by principals. We figured this was most fair since principals are in charge of the first year T-test. Teacher of the Year and humanitarians will still be voted on and nominated by their peers. And from now on, all campuses will have a Rising Star, a Teacher of the Year, and a humanitarian. So there won't be any more 2 Teacher of the Year. So one will be a Rising Star and one will be a Teacher of the Year. The other thing we'd like to acknowledge is why we know that some districts are currently laying off teachers. We would like to thank you for being so fiscally responsible and that we don't have that worry here in Conroe ISD. Lastly, this will be my final year to be president of TSTA, but that doesn't mean that I won't come to school board meetings and still be talking with you. But we would just like to thank you for all of your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff Levering.
Good evening, President Bush, distinguished board members, and Dr. Knoll. My name is Jeff Levering. I'm a business owner and parent in Conroe ISD. I'd like to talk to the board tonight about the Gifted and Talented program, or the GT program. My journey to living here tonight began about 2 years ago. I have a son who's been in GT for about 4 years, and I must confess that I've been very underwhelmed by the program, and I'm not alone. I've been told that certain accommodations for all GT students are not available due to the lack of funding. There's not been a GT program evaluation per Texas state mandate or CISD's own GT policy in the last 2 years. Between this and funding comments, I began digging deeper. And as the board has stated, you are the financial stewards of the district and the taxpayers, so I'd like to dig into the weeds a bit. What I found is that GT spending is not consistent across schools and grades in a fair and equitable way. Conroe ISD gets allocated about $2 million a year from the state for programming, with about 55% of those funds to directly support GT students. CISD has about 4,600 students as of last year. Over the last 3 years, between 75% of that has actually been budgeted and spent on Project Intent Code 21. Compared to the state, the top 20 districts in the state by enrollment and our peer group, CISD lags in almost every metric for GT spending: the amount, the percent of the budget, the per student spending, etc. This is not the way I'd like for CISD to stand out. Of this budget, almost $1.4 million, or over $700,000, or 57% of the total, is used to fund payroll for the Academy of Science and Health and the Academy of Science and Technology. This is over 50% of the overall payroll for those two academies. And only 30% of CISD's students are in GT between the grades of 9th through 12th, and not all of those attend the academies. That does not seem like an equitable use of funds, especially for the likely students who the district is developing to attend those academies. Another 21% of the funds are spent on payroll for 4 schools: Ford, Powell, Wilkerson, and Lamar. 2 of these schools have among the lowest rates of GT students in the district. Again, not really an equitable use of GT funds. That leaves about $300,000 to spend on the other 3,100 or so students. However, this is not how the funds are used. Over the last 3 years, about $200,000 a year has been directly allocated to Destination Imagination, or DI, with a few thousand more being spent from other line items within the GT budget. If you're not aware, DI is an after-school volunteer-led program, a problem-solving challenge program for students. Don't get me wrong, this is a great program. However, CISD spends almost $220,000 last year on this extracurricular, out-of-school program, including travel, registration, stipends, and other ancillary costs out of our GT budget. Of the 1,000 ISDs in the state of Texas, 915 have spent $0 on extracurricular activities. Of those, only 3 or 4, including CISD, has spent more than $200,000 out of our budget. Again, not the way I'd like for CISD to stand out. Destination, like I said, is a great program to participate in. However, as you know, extracurricular activities are not available to all students in the district due to such issues as transportation and personal costs, among others. Further, not all students that participate in DI are considered GT. Therefore, GT dollars are being spent on non-GT students and extracurricular activities that are not available to all students, instead of funding teachers' development and student programming during school hours. CISD participants in DI are also not economically or racially representative of the district as a whole and are not all GT, yet the district spends over 15% of our state GT funds on this program. Again, this is not really an equitable way to use funds. These funds would be better used for teacher training, for use in clustering to GT students, pull-out programs, and other in-school programs to comply with the Texas Administrative Code, Chapter 89.3, and the Gifted and Talented State Plan, particularly 2.1c. I would also encourage the board to support programs with these funds to identify underrepresented populations within the district. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we are going to move up item 9A and 9B. So 9A, name the principal of Conroe High School. Dr. Knoll.
Well, this is certainly an exciting night for the Conroe feeder for many reasons.
Yeah.
It was, the timing couldn't be better for this item to be on the agenda. As you could see from tonight, the Conroe feeder zone is very proud. It's got a proud tradition, and we're really fortunate to have so many people that care so deeply about this feeder zone. We're fortunate to be in a situation to have great leaders that were ready to step up in the Conroe feeder. As you know, Dr. Weatherly took a position out of the district right at the beginning of school, and that left us in a spot to name an interim principal. And we named Ms. Tasha Smith as the interim principal at Conroe High School, and she served in that role for the first grading period. And I will tell you that she's done an outstanding job. It's a unique opportunity for someone to come to Conroe High School as the principal who has experience at Conroe High as an assistant principal and an associate principal, but also has experience at both Washington Junior High and Pete Junior High. That's very unique, and we're not only is the experience great, but the person is even better. So I am proud to recommend Ms. Tasha Smith to be the principal of Conroe High School. Hey, we gotta let these people vote.
Y'all gotta wait a minute. Y'all gotta wait a minute.
Hang on. We have a little administrative
We
stuff
have
to
some
handle.
administrative item first here.
Madam President, I would enthusiastically move that the board name as the next principal of Conroe High School, Mrs. Ratasha Smith.
I second.
I second as well. I second.
I think that we all pretty much second this. So, all those in favor? Welcome officially, Mrs. Smith.
Thank you. President Bush, members of the board, Dr. Knoll, I'm excited and honored to accept your recommendation as principal of Conroe High School. I am thankful to live and work in a district that has such strong leadership who truly seek what's best for all students, and I look forward to building on the Tiger pride and unity that is evident in Conroe High School every day. There are a few people that I would like to thank this evening who have helped me so far in my educational career. Thank you to Mr. Hartwell Brown for giving me my first career opportunity in CISD as a teacher. Dr. Knoll, I cannot thank you enough for all you have done to help me grow into the leader that I am today. Dr. Hines, Mr. Colshin, and Mr. Caker, thank you for the knowledge you lead with and example that you set for all of us here in CISD. Dr. Jeff Stickler, Dr. John Williams, Ms. Gail Drummond, Mr. Mike Knoll, Dr. Kathy Sharples, and Paula Green, and many others, thank you for your mentorship and support over the years. I surely wouldn't be here today without the love and support of my amazing family. Here with me this evening, my incredible husband, Thomas Smith, our son, Bryce Smith, who is a third grader at UConn, my mom, Brenda, my Aunt Janice is here. My cousin, Delicia. Her daughter, Calicia, who is a fifth grader at Cryer. And then we'll have little Miss Cameron, who will be in Anderson in just a few years. So get ready. I would also like to thank all of my theater friends and my CHS Tiger family for their continued support. I am committed to working with the students, parents, and staff in our Conroe community to continue along the path of academic excellence and making Conroe High School the best that it can be. Thank you.
Item 9B, name the principal of Pete Junior High. Dr. Knoll.
Well, with Ms. Smith's move to Conroe High School, that created a vacancy at the beginning of the year at Pete Junior High, and we had an easy selection there as an interim principal of Mr. Chris Kemple. Mr. Kemple had served there as a teacher and had gone down to Knox and served as an assistant principal and has been back now at Pete serving as an assistant principal. He's a man of great character. People, the staff there, the families and the community love him. I had the opportunity to to watch his opening speech to the teachers this year. And the point that he drove home is one that he lives by, and it's work hard and be nice. And I think that's a motto that we can all appreciate and what we would want in all of our schools. So I am really proud to recommend Chris Kemple to be the next principal of Pete Junior High.
They don't want us to actually make this motion.
Madam President, I just as enthusiastically move that the board names the next principal of Pete Junior High, Mr. Chris Kemple.
And I just second.
Well, I second the motion.
All those in favor? Congratulations.
President Bush, members of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Knoll, thank you for the vote of confidence and the opportunity to lead Pete Junior High School in our great school district. Dr. Knoll, I'd like to thank you for taking a chance on a math teacher 12 years ago wearing work boots and khakis, and for being a great mentor from day one. And I really thank you especially for that conversation we had on the track that fall afternoon. Your words of encouragement stay with me every day. While I'm not a product of CISD's education system, I'm a product of CISD professionally. Conroe ISD has been my home for the past 12 years. I call Pete home for the 10 of those 12 years. My wife Lucy taught Spanish at Pete. She now teaches Spanish at Conroe 9. My daughter Emma attended Pete for the past 2 years. She now rides to school every day with her mother at Conroe 9. Emma will be a Conroe Tiger class of 2022. I taught math. I coached cross country and track. I worked as an assistant principal and now principal. Pete is a very special place to me and my family. Thank you to all my friends that I choose to call family that are here tonight. Your love, encouragement, and support have helped me grow professionally and be a better person every day. Thank you to Joe Daw at Knox Junior High School for hiring a rookie AP 6 years ago. Thank you to Tasha Smith for allowing me to come home 4 years ago. Thank you to my father-in-law, Jorge Guerrero, who is here tonight, who came in from Austin. Thank you for your love, your support, and your encouragement. I just wish my mom and mother-in-law could be here tonight. They're no longer with us. The biggest thank you of the night goes to my wife Lucy and my daughter Emma. The two of them have been beside me every step of the way, encouraging me, supporting me, never left my side. They have changed districts for me, they've changed schools for me, and they've each left campuses they love from me. Your love, support, and encouragement have never wavered, and I would not be standing here tonight if it was not for you, Lucy. I love you very much, the two of you, and thank you very much.
And now that there's not a dry eye in the house, congratulations, Conroe Feeder Zone. This is an amazing night. Thank you all for being here. I know some of you may want to go ahead and leave, so we'll take just 2 seconds and let you all that want to go ahead and go. I know some of you may want to go celebrate and have dinner with your new official principals.
We're just getting to the good part.
We are getting to the good part, but I recognize they may not want to stay.
Budget here in a minute.
Yeah, we're going to talk about budget.
Budget and buses and things like that, yes.
They have a lot of friends.
They have a lot of friends, indeed.
All right. Item 3 is a consent agenda. I've had a request to remove item B. We will discuss that under administration here in a moment, but I need a motion to approve consent agenda items A and then C through F. Do I have a motion?
I move we approve as presented. I and S item B. I second the motion.
All right, all those in favor? Consent agenda passes. Item 4A, receive instructional material selection process overview. Dr. Knoll.
All right, Dr. Edith Upshaw, present this item.
Good evening, President Bush, members of the school board, and Dr. Knoll. Thank you very much for providing our Department of Curriculum Instruction and Staff Development the opportunity to overview with you the information of our state's Proclamation 2019 and our district's instructional materials selection process. As part of the state's instructional material selection process for the 2018-2019 school year, teachers from each campus in the district who teach subject matters that are part of this adoption will be given an opportunity to review and evaluate materials that could possibly be selected by our district. The teacher evaluations will be submitted to the district's instructional selection committee for consideration in making the final decision and recommendation to the board regarding which materials the district shall purchase. On December 3rd, we will also additionally have a showcase in our district where we will invite publishers on the Commissioner State Adopted Approved list. This event is open to all our district teachers to attend. The materials will additionally be available at the district's warehouse located on Gladstone Street in Conroe for public review. So we will advertise this through our media to be able to communicate to the public that they also can provide input for us. So the committee anticipates to be able to bring this process forward to you for a vote on March of next year. So the subject areas that we're going to be looking at this year through our process are for language arts, our English language arts in grades K through 8, Spanish language arts in grades K through 6, spelling in English and Spanish for grades 1 through 6, handwriting for grades K through 5, and also some additional resources for our English language learners and language arts for grades 7 and 8. And for social studies, also personal finance. So the members that are listed on the information provided for you, these are teachers that we have looked throughout the district in our feeder systems to be able to have equal representation of all our teachers to serve on this committee. We also looked into being able to provide teachers that have expertise for second language acquisition for our ELLs, and also teachers that can identify the needs and assist us with our special education students. Additionally, we have other members that assist in our district personnel through this process, and that is people that are present here today. Dr. Chris Hines makes sure that we follow our board guidelines and helps us, guide us, and coach us through the process. Dr. Debbie Phillips and Greg Colshan assist us with communication and needs of the campus with numbers and how we would need to purchase those for the campuses. Dr. Tamika Taylor, she assists us with all the purchasing of the IMA to make sure that we meet our budget guidelines. And also Mrs. Dana Boyer, she helps us with the technical support, evaluations, and has led this process for us in the past. Do you have any questions for us about our process?
Thrilled to see personal finance, but no questions.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Appreciate it, Dr. Upshaw. All right. Item 5, administration. Are you want 3B before or after A?
No, after.
After? That's what I thought. Okay. So item A is consider agreement to purchase used school buses from Nacogdoches ISD. Dr. Knoll.
All right, Mr. Jim Caker, our Assistant Superintendent of Operations, will present.
Thank you. President Bush, members of the board, and Dr. Knoll, I bring before you this evening an opportunity for your consideration to purchase used buses from Nacogdoches ISD. The total amount of the purchase is approximately $250 million. This would be for 8 buses. I'm sorry, $250,000.
About to say.
Those would be some
really nice buses.
Very nice buses. Pardon me.
Let's make sure we have that comment in the right place there.
Kids will be
drive us out of town if we
Yes,
spend
yes.
$250
Well, these buses are air conditioned, and they would add to our air conditioned fleet, which is a big plus for us.
Yes.
And they are buses that fit into our fleet. They're Bluebird models, which we have a number of. They're diesel, and they would be a good fit for what we're doing currently. 4 of them are special needs buses, and 4 of them are large capacity buses. We would be able to get those buses fairly quickly if this is approved by the board. So we are pleased with that opportunity if you so choose to support this. Do you have any questions?
So moved.
Motion, we need a motion and a second first. Okay.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Seat belts, do the buses have seat belts?
Two of the buses are 2010.
So they
The rest of them are 2013s, but they don't have seat belts at that point in time. The special needs buses would have seat belts.
Obviously, the special needs would have some.
Mr. Hubert?
Yeah, just a couple of questions. So I noticed the prices of them. I'm assuming, because there's different years and there's different lengths, but they're all the same price. I'm assuming you just took the price and just averaged it out across
Right.
them. All right, and we would be able to pick these up and put them in use. When would we be able to do that?
Well, with your approval, the board on their end approved them moving forward with the purchase of new buses because their district is trying to go to one type of bus, hence why they have these buses available. So we would be able to pick these 4 buses, the large buses, up within a couple of weeks.
Okay. Have they been inspected? I mean, are they ready to
Yes.
roll now? Is that part
Carl
of the
from our fleet service is actually here. He went up and did an inspection of the buses. So they've been reviewed and confirmed for quality.
Awesome. I think this is a great find. Thank you.
How close does this get us to a fully air-conditioned fleet? How
Well-
many buses would we still be lagging on that at this point?
We have enough buses now, if all of them are operating,
working.
not in maintenance and so forth, to cover our runs. And this will certainly contribute to that. Remember, we have 10 new buses that are coming in and should be here in January or so. And we also have, I believe, 4 buses that we sent in for air conditioning retrofitting earlier this year that should be done soon. So we're moving closer and closer to being completely air conditioned. This is certainly going to help with that.
Wonderful.
2 other quick questions.
Yes.
One is just continued useful life, kind of adding on to what Mr. Hubert said. So how much longer do we anticipate those buses being useful for us?
Well, we were talking, unfortunately, you're all aware we had a bus accident the other day, and I was talking to Mr. Davila before the meeting. That was a 1995 school bus. It has over 400,000 miles on it. So, bringing these buses online with 2013 model year, I'm going to guess they're 10 years and more into the future. So
that's what I figured. I just wanted to check.
Plenty of life.
The other question was just kind of a purchasing. Did we check price against something similar? We feel like we're getting.
There's a Kelly Blue Book for buses out there.
Yes.
And it actually, defines buses. We looked online. We couldn't really find any buses that are comparable to these that we could match bus for bus, but we are well under the Kelly Blue Book price for these buses and what they're coming with in terms of the air conditioning and the other amenities that are on.
The only other question I had was, and I think you've kind of answered it, we already have Bluebirds in our fleet, so as far as maintenances and mechanics, and we already have equipment and we're skilled in that area, and we
Absolutely.
need to be hiring anyone particular, just because I know Bluebirds are a little different than internationals and others. So.
Yes.
Okay, but we
Yes.
already have the staff.
We have
to take
Bluebirds
care of-
and we have mechanics that can work on them, and we're ready to go.
Thank you, Mr. Caker.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Caker.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Consent agenda item 3B was consider amendment to the 2018-19 budget. Mr. Hubert.
Yeah, just a couple of quick questions, and it could be technical. So I know there was some that's being reallocated. There's an amendment and a reallocation, I believe. And part of that was for the buses, was only going to be, is it reallocating or amending to 245?
We're amending the budget by $245,000. We're adding to the budget by $245,000.
So it's asking for 250, but we're only allocating 245.
Yeah, the actual bill of sale is for $245,000.
Okay.
In the bid item that y'all saw in the previous item, it was an approximate $250,000. So it's actually $245,000.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And then one other quick thing, it looked like are we pulling money out of child nutrition?
Child nutrition, I do not think we're pulling any money out of children.
I thought I saw something about reallocating or pulling some money from child nutrition.
Child Nutrition is actually purchasing 2 of the vehicles that will be in another item. Further in-
Item 6B.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve?
I so move.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Thank you. Item 5B, receive capital improvements update.
All right, tonight we're going to welcome Mr. Danny Phillips, our Assistant Director of Planning and Construction, to share with us our capital improvements.
Absolutely. Good evening, President Bush, members of the board, Dr. Knoll. It's my pleasure to bring you guys the capital improvements update. We'll start with the newly named Suchma Elementary. You see this overall site progress, structural steel ongoing, some of the metal decking started, some of the site paving. Next photo, you'll notice that we're doing the site paving there, a little bit of progress. And then some of the interior view of the structural steel and the decking. Progress is going well, and we're currently on schedule. Our next project is the Austin Elementary additions and renovation. You'll see we're about the same state. We've got our half of our slab in. We've got our structural steel being delivered, partially erected. Our next photo is the same as such as erection as well. So project's ongoing, success. We're on schedule, no issues. Our next item is the Irons Junior High addition. The exterior facade, you'll notice the masonry is ongoing. It's looking good, 95% complete with that. And on the interior, we've got our interior finishes ongoing. You'll see the ceiling grid, the MEP, above ceiling millwork. So this one's on schedule as well. Success, so no issues. Also our newly named Stockton Junior High School. Got a couple shots in here of our site paving. You'll notice the crane. We're expecting structural steel to be delivered over the next few weeks, so we're excited about that. That one's currently on schedule. We anticipate success as well. Our next item is the Conroe High School addition and renovation. The exterior facade is looking well. This one, same picture, the last few months, just a little bit of progress each time. So here's an interior shot of the one of the labs, the interior millwork, the flooring, the block, the ceilings, looking good. Progress is moving well. There's another picture of one of the corridors, some of the finishes. And lastly, this is our new mechanical room there with all the chillers and pumps, etc. And that is our monthly update.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate it, Danny. All right. At this moment, I'm going to adjourn the meeting so that we may have a public hearing. The time is now 6:58.
Thank you, Mrs. Bush. At this time, we will have our public hearing for the Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. Mr. Rice will present that item at the conclusion of his presentation. We will open for public comment. If you have a comment, we would ask that you come to the podium. Please state your name, and if you would limit your comments to 2 minutes or so, that would be appreciated. Mr. Rice.
Thank you, Dr. Knoll. President Bush, members of the board, and Dr. Knoll, it is my pleasure to present the School Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas Annual Financial Management Report. The State School Financial Accountability Rating System, known as the School Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas, or the FIRST report, ensures that Texas public schools are held accountable for the quality of their financial management practices and that they improve on these practices. The system is designed to encourage Texas public schools to better manage their financial resources to provide the maximum allocation possible for direct instructional purposes. The School First rating is based upon an analysis of staff and student data reported for the 2016-2017 school year and budgetary and actual financial data for the fiscal year ended August 31st, 2017. The School First rating system rated the district based on scores received from 15 separate performance indicators. Each performance indicator was designed to assess the quality of the financial management of the district's resources. Indicators 1 through 5 are pass-fail, and indicators 6 through 15 are worth up to 10 points each for a total of 100 points. The School First Accountability Rating System assigns 4 possible financial accountability ratings to Texas school districts, and you can see the ratings listed below. Conroe Independent School District received a rating of A or superior, scoring 98 out of 100 points. The superior rating is the state's highest, demonstrating the quality of Conroe ISD's financial management and reporting system. We will now go through each of the individual indicators at this time. Indicator number 1, was the completed annual financial report, or AFR, and data submitted to the TEA within 30 days of the January 28th deadline for the district's fiscal year-end date, August 31st. Our data was submitted on January 23rd, 2018, so we did have that timely. Question 2 has 2 parts. Indicator 2A, was there an unmodified opinion in the AFR on the financial statements taken as a whole? Yes, we received an unmodified opinion, and this is the highest assurance that we can receive from an external auditor. Indicator 2B, did the external independent auditor report that the AFR was free of any instances of material weakness in the internal controls over financial reporting and compliance for local, state, or federal funds? We received a clean audit. Indicator number 3, was the school district in compliance with the payment terms of all debt agreements at fiscal year end? We were in compliance with all of our payment terms. Indicator number 4, did the school district make timely payments to the teachers' retirement system, Texas Workforce Commission, Internal Revenue Service, and other government agencies? Simply, yes, we did. Indicator number 5, was the total unrestricted net position balance in the governmental activities column in the statement of net assets greater than 0? Yes, our balance was $15,218,125. Indicator number 6, was the number of days of cash on hand and current investments in the general fund for the school district sufficient to cover operating expenditures, excluding facilities acquisition and construction? Yes, we had 109 days cash on hand. The standard for this to receive 10 points was 90 days, so we exceeded that. Indicator number 7, was the measure of current assets to current liabilities ratio for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt? Our current ratio was 2.74. The standard for this was 3.0. We still received 8 out of 10 points. The main difference is our investment policy, that we do take investments and extend them out longer than just 1 year. Indicator number 8, was the ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets for the school district sufficient to support long-term solvency? If the school district's change of students in membership over 5 years was 7% or more, then the school district passes this indicator. Our membership increased almost 11% over this time frame. Indicator number 9, did the school district's general fund revenues equal or exceed expenditures? And our answer is simply, again, yes. Indicator number 10, was the debt service coverage ratio sufficient to meet the required debt service? Our ratio was 1.57. The standard for this is greater than or equal to 1.20, so we met this standard. Indicator number 11, and I want to stress this, and I think it's very important. Was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio? TEA and state law sets a cap on the percentage of their budget that Texas school districts can spend on administration. And did we stay within that cap for districts that are our size? And yes, we did. The acceptable administrative cost ratio is less than or equal to 0.0855. Conroe ISD's ratio is 0.0387. We're more than half less than what they say, so we're in good standing there. Indicator number 12, did the school district not have a 15% decline in the students to staff ratio over 3 years, total enrollment to total staff? If the student enrollment did not decrease, the school district will automatically pass this indicator. During this time frame, our enrollment increased by 3,401 students, so we passed this indicator. Indicator 13, did the comparisons to PEAM data to PEIMS data to like information in the AFR result in an aggregate variance of less than 3% of all expenditures by function. We had a 0 variance in our reporting. Indicator 14, did the external independent auditor indicate that the AFR was free of any instances of material noncompliance for grants, contracts, and laws related to local, state, or federal funds? Once again, we received a clean audit. And the last indicator, did the school district not receive an adjusted repayment schedule for more than one fiscal year for an overallocation of foundation school program funds as a result of a financial hardship? And our answer is simply, the district is in good financial standing. The first report, along with the additional required disclosures that include the superintendent's contract and the School First Annual Financial Management Report, can be located on the district's transparency website at the link listed below.
Thank you, Mr. Rice. At this time, if we have anyone that would like to make public comment, we ask that you come to the podium. And once again, if you would limit your comments to 2 minutes. Okay.
I just want to say, I don't need a microphone. I just want to say, Darren, we can't do it without you. All your department has done such a great job. I cannot tell you enough how other districts are looking at our district as the district to, like, we said it. We draw it up. So they're constantly comparing, and I just want to say we couldn't do it without your guidance and all that you've done financially. It's amazing, and thank you for staying up there at the top all the time. So
yeah, and thank the board also. It's their leadership.
Yes, and for your support.
Yeah, their leadership.
Thank you, Carrie.
Can I ask I would like to ask a question on the administrative side. I know our ratio, and I love that you highlighted that so much, that we're, less than half of what is allowed. Is that all inclusive of campus level admin of what they're looking at, or is it central admin? And see, I want to point that out because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes our numbers sometimes include campus admin, sometimes they include district admin, and that's always, it can be confusing. And so that's a testimony to how well our administration runs this district, that we are centrally very lean and we try and pour as much onto campus support and getting campus staff on hand. And so thank you very much for that.
Thank you. That will conclude our first hearing.
We are now back in session at 7:07. Item 6B, consider award of RFP 18-08-01 new and used vehicles. Dr. Knoll?
So that will be Mr. Rice as well.
Yes, we are recommending that the Board of Trustees award RFP 18-08-01 new and used vehicles for an annual estimated expenditure of $600,000. The recommended vendors are Buckaloo Chevrolet, Caldwell Country, Grapevine, Gullo Ford, and Rockdale Country Ford. Just because they're listed here does not mean that we're actually going to purchase a vehicle. All the vehicles that we are going to purchase this evening will be from Gullo or from Buckaloo. They both won. Just wanted to clarify that. Requests for proposals pertaining to the purchase of vehicles were emailed to 61 vendors through the electronic e-bidding system, and 8 submitted bid responses. The proposal was advertised 2 times in the Courier. Unit pricing was requested for new vehicles and a catalog discount to quote used vehicles through October 2019. Like I said, the district plans to purchase 21 new vehicles. 14 of those will be the life cycle replacements through our traditional white fleet recycling. And then 7 of those vehicles will be to purchase the non-pursuit police vehicles for our safety and security initiative that was approved in the budget by the board. Proposals were evaluated by the CISD Maintenance Department, the CISD Police Department, and reviewed by the Purchasing Department. Best value offers are recommended for the board to award. At this time, I recommend your approval.
I move approval.
I second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I'd just like to make a comment. Thank you to the purchasing department and all those that were involved in this process. I just want to say it's great that we can look to our local community, and thank you to the Buckaloo family and to the Gullo family both for their continued patronage of our district. Not only did they offer us the best deal, but they continue to be big partners to our district, and I'm glad that we're able to reward them with this.
Anything else? All right, all those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Rice. Item 6C, consider approval of a resolution calling for the defeasance and redemption of certain unlimited tax school building bonds, Series 2010, and unlimited tax refunding bonds, Series 2011, and the rest of that.
The longest title.
It is the longest title I think I've ever had.
Mr. Rice.
Yes, sir.
Share that with us.
We are recommending the Board of Trustees approve the resolution calling for the defeasance and redemption of certain unlimited tax school building bonds, Series 2010, and unlimited tax refunding, Series 2011, and directing the redemption of such bonds and containing other matters related thereto. The defeasance and redemption of the Series 2010 and Series 2011 bonds has an estimated savings of $2,052,735. I would like to point out, I put a document at your place that looks very similar to this, and I just wanted to point out that in the board's refunding program that we've done over the past 10 years, we've actually saved taxpayers interest money of $113.7 million through our program. If this is approved tonight, this will add an additional $2 million to that. So great job to the board.
That's incredible.
That's awesome. $115 million.
$115 million, yes, sir.
And we just, they just keep coming up.
Okay, I'd like to introduce Mr. John Roebuck. He is the district's financial advisor, and he is here with the presentation of the scheduled events for this transaction. And also our bond counsel, Mr. Marcus Dietz, is here this evening to answer any legal questions that the board might have.
Thank you.
John?
Thank you, Mr. Rice. President Bush, members of the board, Dr. Knoll, thank you for having me out tonight. This defeasance is a bond program enhancement, and I presented this actually to the Finance Committee back in September, and it was met well with the responses. But quickly, I'll go through this. And actually, it's on this. There it is. Sorry. Just push the button.
Bless you.
Yeah. Oop. Just roll it. There we go. I'm sorry. Technical challenge. Like Mr. Rice stated, we are looking to cash defease and bonds. We did analysis when we were, I'll back up a little bit. We were looking at the $10 million that y'all transfer every year. And historically, that $10 million really does a one-for-one, dollar-for-dollar reduction of your debt and helps manage the tax rate. So we started looking at different alternatives using that $10 million to maximize those dollars as they move over to the INS fund. And so we ran an analysis. If we paid off some bonds, using a portion of the $10 million, what could we defease, cash defease, and what would the savings be? And so in our analysis, we came up with these two series. We came up with about $7.5 million totals between the Series 2010-2011 to maximize the savings. Now, the 2010 bonds are callable. They're considered a current call. They're callable 2/15 of 19, so we're within 90 days, starting in December. And then the 2011 is actually callable in a year, but because we're cash defeasing this with cash, we don't have to worry about the whole new tax law. So we can pay these with cash, put them in escrow, pay them off as they come due, and generate some savings. And the savings is shown on the next page. The cost to defease these two series of bonds is $7,753,894. And by paying these off, we'll reduce the principal and interest to the call date on these bonds and save roughly $2,052,000 in savings for the district. Now, to accomplish this, we're asking you to approve a defeasance resolution that Mr. Dietz, your bond counsel, drafted, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer any questions you have on that. And once you approve that, we'll go out on the 25th, next Thursday, and solicit bids, or actually probably we'll do state and local government securities to fund the escrow. Right now, as you know, with the Fed rates increasing, short-term rates are very high, so we can generate a lot of earnings in that escrow, which actually will maximize that savings. And then we'll structure that, verify it, and then on the 6th, we'll pay those bonds off. So the district will wire the $7 million into the escrow, we'll close, and those bonds will be considered defeased in the eyes of the bondholders. and in the district. So with that, I'll be happy to answer your questions, but I think this is a great opportunity to use that money to maximize the savings for the district.
So moved. Really easy.
Really easy.
Absolutely. Any questions, comments?
I think we discussed this at the investment committee meeting. I think it's a great use of the district's dollars out of the $10 million that we typically put into the INS fund. We're taking 7.5, and with the 7.5, we're going to save 2.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty high. I don't think we could go anywhere and get that kind of investment return. And so I think investing and paying off our debt early is the best use of our dollars here.
Absolutely. Well, as conservative as we are.
I know that we asked about this in the investment committee meeting. Thank you, Mr. Rice, for putting this together. The fact that we now with this will have saved, actually it'll be $116 million. That enables us to be able to build the buildings out of cash that we've been able to do over the past several years. That enables us to keep the tax rate so much lower than our area districts or our peer districts. And that's just a testimony, yet again, Mr. Rice, to y'all's leadership.
And if you look on the second page, since you brought up building buildings out of cash, the programs that we did build out of cash, the board has transferred $104 million into the capital projects program. That savings on interest savings is an additional $63 million. So combined, we're at $180 million in savings that, through y'all's guidance, we've been able to save the taxpayers.
And as Ms. Freemeyer said, this is something that other districts would long to be able to say and to have as their testimony. So thank y'all very, very much.
Very conservative, too.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Dietz. Thank you, Mr. Roebuck. And item 6D, receive financial reports.
All right, Mr. Rice.
Mr. Rice.
We're just 1 month into the new budget, so be pretty quick. It is my pleasure to present the financial statements for the district for the month of September. The funds that we'll be looking at this evening is our general fund, debt service, child nutrition, and self-funded. The first statement we'll look at is our balance sheet. Our balance sheet includes our assets, our liabilities, and our fund balances for the district. Each month, we like to concentrate on our cash and investments. And once again, we'll concentrate on our general fund. We currently have cash on hand of $13,300. We have bank deposits of $241,000. We have investments with our state pools, $53.9 million. Investments with Wood Forest National Bank, $30.2 million. Our shorter-term investments, that's investments that are less than a year, $29.7 million. And our longer-term investments that are managed by TCG Investment Advisors at $51.9 million, giving us total cash and investments in the general fund of $166.1 million. Next statement we'll look at this evening is our income statement. Our income statement includes our revenues and expenditures and fund balances. Once again, not a lot of activity so far this year. Our revenues are broken into 3 categories. That's local and intermediate sources. That's the majority of our tax revenues go in there. Our state program revenues and federal program revenues. We can look at the detail of our local and intermediate sources, and we can see we've done some collection of taxes in the general fund. This is our 2015 bond referendum status update. We have currently encumbered and expended $470.8 million. We're still anticipating about $53.5 million to complete the program, leaving us with a total project forecast of $524.3 million. That'll leave us with about $4.1 million of contingency. Self-funded insurance, once again, September was a good month for the district. Our total revenues of $4.1 million, expenses of $3.4 million, leaving us with revenues over expenses of about $700,000. And participation in our wellness centers remains strong at $512. So our investments, our total portfolio was $396.5 million. Our pools are earning 2.24%. Our investment at Woodforest National Bank is at 2.32%. Our shorter-term investments, less than a year, 1.98%. Our longer-term investments with TCG Investment Advisors, 1.69%, giving us a combined portfolio that has a WAM of 51 days. We're yielding 2.18%. And the yield to maturity of the 90-day T-bill, which is our benchmark, is currently at 2.15%. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Rice. Last item on our agenda is the board's continuing education announcement. Under the State Board of Education rule, completing required continuing education each year of service is a basic obligation and expectation of any sitting board member. As president of Conroe Independent School District Board of Trustees, I'm required to announce the name of each member who, as of that member's anniversary of election or appointment to the board, has completed the required continuing education, exceeded the required continuing education, and who is deficient in meeting the required continuing education. Board members are required to receive continuing education training in 4 areas called tiers. Those areas are an orientation and legal update, team building, general continuing education in areas such as accountability, advocacy, structure, and vision, and evaluating student academic performance. I am pleased to announce that all members of the Conroe Independent School District Board of Trustees have exceeded the required amount of continuing education training. Specifically, Mr. Sanders has exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 5 hours. Mr. Hubert has exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 5 hours. Mr. Williams has exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 5 hours. Mr. Kidd has exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 5 hours. Mr. Husbands has exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 3 hours. And Mr. Moore makes us all look bad and has exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 22.25 hours. And I have exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 5 hours. This announcement will be reflected in the meeting minutes of this meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all.